Helldivers becoming Space Marines. This is a video I made a few days ago that's kind of got a little bit of traction, people talking and stuff like that. One of the comments was a Helldiver could become a Spartan, but not a Space Marine. I disagree 100%, and the reasoning why is there's no difference in a Helldiver becoming a Spartan or a Helldiver becoming a Space Marine. They're both grueling processes. The only difference in between a Spartan and a Space Marine is the respected universe, obviously, and number two, the technology involved in the actual creation process and how they operate themselves. I mean, a Space Marine could probably slug off a Scorpion round and just keep on going, whereas a Scorpion round would just kill a Spartan. It's because the technology in their armor is vastly different, but the procedures and the creation of the two is about the same. And here's my statistics and the reason as to why, because I always like statistics and I always like facts. A Space Marine is pretty much a gene seed, so they are given a organ that allows for them to be augmented into the superhuman that you see before them, or before you. And they have a death rate of 61.6%, so they literally will die majority of the time becoming a Space Marine. Because of the augmentations killing their bodies. Now, Space Marines are picked for their killing instincts, their devotion, and overall soldier aspects. Usually, the Imperium or the chapter will either scour the universe or the galaxy finding people that they want, or they will go to their planet. Like, I like the Salamanders, Vulcan. Um, so they'll usually just go to their planet, their home planet, find kids, be like, yeah, you're going to be a Space Marine, and grab them and throw them into the process, and hope that they survive. A Spartan. So I'd use Spartan 2s, by the way, because every Spartan program is different. But the Spartan 2s are, to my mind, the closest that you'll ever get to a Space Marine because of how they were created and what was given into them. So, aka John's era of Spartans. Um, Obviously, the Spartans were brainwashed and created into a killing machine. So their devotion is on par, if not a bit superior to the Space Marines, only because they started at an earlier age. Um, and the and to become a Spartan, so 300 kids were looked at across the human empire, so to speak. 150 of them were pretty much matched to the actual thing, so they would survive. Then another 75 of the 150, so it went from 300 to 150 to 75 were taken, and they said that these 75 kids would survive the augmentation of the Spartan program. And out of the 75, 30 of them actually survived. And this was in John's era. So that's roughly around 61% of the survivability of the becoming Space Marines. Like, there's no difference in the two. Both of them are grueling processes. And if you think kind of logically in the aspect of it, the 30 that survived out of the 75, that would probably be the Spartans that would just become Space Marines, because again, their bodies could handle it, their minds could take it, and all the other stuff. Um, Now, I will say what I find most interesting in between the two is how Bungie pays homage, or at least in my mind, Bungie pays homage to Warhammer and their stuff, because again, 61% survive Space Marines, and about 61%, or roughly, I didn't do the math, but 30 out of 75, that's roughly around 60 to 70%, have a success rate. So they had an incredibly uh, high um, failure rate. Sorry, it was I said success rate. I do apologize. It was failure rate. Um, so again, that's the thing. So back to the Helldivers aspect. So I wanted to go ahead and give the two programs before I go ahead and say. So the Helldivers, I mean, there's no difference between a Helldiver going into a Spartan and to a Space Marines. It's kind of very simple. They would just take a 9-year-old or a 6-year-old, and you would put them into their respected areas, and then boom, you have a Space Marine or your Helldivers. Now, the only difference that I would probably say is it would be easier to make a bunch of Spartans and a bunch of Space Marines, because the Helldiver universe is so 100% loyal to Super Earth that they would just nod their head and say, "Yeah, sure, I'll give my kid over if it's for the greater good," because that's how Helldivers universe is. They mimic the TV show, and that just escaped my mind. whereas Star Troopers, there it is. They mimic the Star Trooper universe, which the Star Trooper universe, if you don't know, is super, super loyal to the government, and only if you serve in the military could you have kids, and like everything about that entire aspect of it was for the Super Earth, and that was it. There's nothing different. So I personally do not think there's any difference between a Helldiver becoming a Space Marine or a Spartan in this selected universe. Because again, the only difference between a Helldiver, Spartan, and Super Earth, or Space Marine, not Super Earth. Imagine the Super Terror coming out too, which would still be funny to me. But anyways, back to the thing. The only difference between a Helldiver, a Spartan, and a Space Marine is the technology going into it. And to be perfectly honest with you, Helldiver has a, to me, in my mindset, is that Helldiver has a bit of an easier chance because they get to use their weapons, whereas Spartans, you have to have a armory to put your armor on, and a Space Marine, you have to have a bunch of Dectus Mechanicus praying to your armor and to your gun to have them attached to your body to go. Like, there's a lot more to this pieces that's needed, um, obviously, but like I said, there's no difference in the three soldiers other than just the technology going into creating them and the augmentation slushy going into their bodies. Um, but anyways, so I hope you like this. I didn't intend for this video to go or this conversation to go this far, but I love these things. I mean, let me know what you particularly want to look into next. I'll let you know. If not, I'm just gonna pick another random topic and kind of talk about it. So we talk about this stuff on my Twitch live stream. Like last night, I was playing Warhammer. Uh, and we were just talking about random things in the 40k universe. I'm not a thousand. I don't know anything for the, or no, I don't know all the lore for the Warhammer universe, but it's kind of like Lord of the Rings and all the other stuff. I don't particularly want to because it's so vast and massive that I would have to spend a few months reading all the books, watching all the shows, seeing everything just to get caught up into it. And that's not my thing. I'll just do what I do for my history thing and just deep dive into whatever I need to, like I did for the Space Marine program and for the Spartan program, and go. I did read all the Spartan books, so I'm very knowledgeable in the Halo universe. After Halo 4, I kind of stopped playing and paying attention to the universe. But anyways, I hope y'all have an amazing time. I am 4 followers away from being able to go affiliate on Twitch. So if you have some time, or if you don't mind, if you can drop by Twitch and follow me, it's the manager 023. Other than that, above all else, I want you to have an amazing day and keep pushing for your dreams. Bye.